Hey, good morning, everybody. Hope your day is off to a great start. Wanted to chat to you real quick about happiness and happiness as a choice. I was watching this show on Netflix last night called something called Comedians Driving in Cars and Drinking Coffee, something like that. Jerry Seinfeld hosts this show, and he basically goes and picks up comedians, and they have these kind of candid conversations, and it's really entertaining. But one of the things he talked about in one of the episodes was how comedians find humor in just about everything. And so when tragedies happen, comedians in their own group together can immediately find humor in it, right? There doesn't have to be any time that passes. So he kind of gave the anecdotal example of somebody will come up to him and say, "Hey, so and so just passed away." And Jerry said, "Oh, that's okay. I was kind of tired of hearing about him anyway." Right? Just joking around. Obviously, if he cared about that person, he's sad, but he reacts in a different way. And so society has taught us what's appropriate and what's inappropriate on how to react to these things, to these negative stimuli in our lives. But his point is that as a comedian, he's able to find humor in these things, and that's how he does it. And anytime, if you've seen Jerry Seinfeld in anything, he's a pretty upbeat person, kind of rolls with the punches. But what it got me thinking about was how happiness is a choice that we make every day. In fact, everybody has the same negative stimuli coming at them every day. Now, you may have certain things going on in your life at any given moment that seem more severe and more tragic in a sense than maybe what the person next to you is going through. But on the aggregate, most people are experiencing the same type of negative stimuli throughout their life. And so, why are some people naturally more happy than others? It's because they recognize that it's a choice. They choose every day in the face of some of those moments to continue to be happy. And so there are two things that you can think about and that you can control in terms of choosing happiness. So one of them is how you actually interpret what's going on in the world around you. And the second one is how you choose to respond to those things. So think, for example, if you called me up and said, "Brian, I need more business and I need you to help me do that. How do I get more business?" And I say, "Okay, well, hand me your phone and let's look through your contacts." I say, "Okay, when was the last time you talked to this person?" I have never called them. "Okay, when was the last time you talked to this person?" It's been a while. "When was the last time you talked to this person?" It's been a year. And I said, "Okay, look, I need you to go through your phone and don't come back to me until you have gone through your contacts in your phone and called everyone on that in your contact list. Here's your phone. Don't call me until you've done that." So I could have that same conversation with two different agents, and one of them gets off the phone with me or out of that meeting and says, "God, Brian, what an a-hole. I went there for help, and all he did was berate me because I haven't talked to anyone in my phone list. Like, give me a break. Like that's going to make a difference." And the other person leaves the office and says, "Wow, that was an amazing coaching experience. I'm going to get on the phone and call these people." So the exact same experience, but they interpret it two totally different ways. So that's point number one, is that you get to interpret the things that are happening around you, and do you see them as negative or do you see it as a positive experience? Number two is how you choose to respond to these things. So again, if you're driving on the highway and you get cut off, some people are going to be cursing inside their car and shaking their fist, and the other person just moves on, just slows down and moves on with their day without giving it a second thought. So those two different people are having the same stimulus, but are reacting and responding in two totally different ways. And again, in the example of a coaching session where the coach was hard on you, and one agent leaves and says, "I'm going to go make all these calls," and they make 25 calls that day, and the other one just goes back into their home and does nothing because they're upset. So you get to choose how you respond to things. You get to choose how you interpret things. Do you interpret them in a positive light or a negative light? And if you're choosing to be an unhappy person, most likely you're going to respond to all these things in a really negative light. And if you're choosing to be happy, then you're going to respond in a different way. So hopefully this hits home for some of you. And remember that every day you're waking up with that choice, and it is your choice and your choice alone, whether you're going to be happy or not. So hopefully today you're going to choose happiness as you go throughout your day. All right, guys, talk to you soon. If you see me today, give me a high five and a smile. Bye.